Hello and welcome to the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic with live streaming coverage brought to you by TravelMedford.org. My name is Jonathan Kerman and I am joined by Avery Moorhead, member of the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team, as we bring you action of this matchup between Game Day and the Oregon Red Heat. That's right, they've pitted the red and black against the black and red. Should be an exciting, if not slightly confusing, matchup to watch. Looking forward to watching it unfold with you all here on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org. First pitch strike delivered by Allie Peterson of the Oregon Red Heat to get us started here in the top of the first inning. And this is game 3 of 6 of our coverage here today. And Avery, I gotta ask, how's your day going so far?
Not too bad. You know, just been up pretty early this morning, but other than that, doing good, watching some good softball.
Absolutely. We had some rain earlier in the morning. The wetness has subsided, but the wind has taken its place. And the pitch in there moves the count to 1-2. That one sails high. And the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Oregon Red Heat from Hillsboro and Game Day out of Vacaville, California. As that is strike 3, so a strikeout to start the day for the pitcher, Allie Peterson of the Oregon Red Heat. And again, the Red Heat wearing black, Game Day wearing red. As now Kira Callahan. Boy, we have a Callahan's Lodge here in the Rogue Valley, but her last name is Callahan. Kira Callahan at the dish, and she fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. One out. Nobody on, 0-2 the count to Kira Callahan. And Callahan able to foul that one off, will do it again. Today's action is sponsored by TravelMedford.org in the heart of beautiful Southern Oregon, where outdoor adventures abound. Crater Lake, the Rogue River, Mount Ashland, and miles of hiking and biking are just the start. Learn more at TravelMedford.org. That pitch misses up, and the count moves to 1-2. One, 2 misses high. The count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kira Callahan from Fairfield, California, watches a pitch bounce in the turf before the plate. And it evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fouled back, we'll do it again. The count remains 2-2. The pitch home. In there, called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Allie Peterson of the Oregon Red Heat. Joining me here on the broadcast, Avery Moorhead, of the Southern Oregon Raiders softball team. And Avery, I got to ask, what year are you going into this year?
I'm in my senior year.
In your senior year, excellent. The senior year is something to cherish and enjoy fully. As the first pitch to Annalise Garcia misses inside for ball one. So, Avery, what position do you play for the Raiders?
Playing center field.
Center field.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. As that pitch is fouled back to even the count up 1 ball and 1 strike. So, center fielder for the Southern Oregon Raiders. How long have you been playing volleyball? Or softball, excuse me.
No, you're all right. I've been
Game number 4 of the day.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I've been playing really since I was little, starting with t-ball and then, making my way up to college ball. So basically my whole life.
Excellent. Well, and as the subject of endurance comes up, how does the approach change to maintain that mental clarity when you're playing in these kind of multi-game, multi-day tournaments?
Honestly, it's just all about keeping a positive mindset and just learning to have fun and working through these hard times. It's all about the grind and, yeah, just really working with your teammates, keeping that positive energy because these days can get really long. You can be playing up to 12 games and you could be playing till 2 a.m.
Fly ball into left field, caught, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Allie Peterson. Avery, I appreciate the words. They mean a lot. I know you're talking about softball players, but that applies to the broadcast crew as well. So we're going to keep things positive and light and energetic as we head to the home half of the first inning. No score. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic live on TableRockSports.net, presented by Travel Medford. Welcome back. Home half of the first inning here at field number 2 as you're watching the Oregon Red Heat face off against Game Day from Vacaville in this USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org. Game Day, donning the red tops with black pants, have taken the field. Face off against the Oregon Red Heat, who are wearing all black with red socks. Fly ball to left field, tracked down beautifully by number 4, Annalise Garcia. And that is the first out here in the home half of the first inning. Jonathan Kerman here with you. Alongside me, Avery Moorhead, member of the SOU Raiders softball team, and, the NAIA National Champion SOU Raiders softball team. And I got to ask, Avery, what was it like being a part of that?
It was just truly insane. Like, honestly, thinking back, it doesn't even seem real. It was probably one of my most favorite times with some of my very best friends, and I will never forget it.
Allie Peterson, the pitcher for Oregon Red Heat, sat down Game Day 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Takes a strike here with 1 out and nobody on in the home half of the first inning. Well, just as a spectator, I can't tell you how special it was living in Ashland and seeing not only the city but this whole area of the Rogue Valley rallying around the Southern Oregon Raiders on your guys' trip and path and conquest to the NAIA championships, but can only imagine how that must have felt to truly be a part of that. And so again, congratulations, and very fortunate that I get to congratulate members of the championship team in person. Really is a treat.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I'm sure we all really appreciate it. It's such a really awesome community that's really tight-knit.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Count to Allie Peterson. And the ground ball retires Peterson. 2 away in the home half of the first inning, and that will bring up Hayden Rockwell. Well, this certainly is a tight-knit community. Today's action is coming to you from U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, where 1,800 teams a year compete in baseball, softball, soccer, football, and much more. In 2023, the Medford Sports and Event Complex will host swimming, basketball, volleyball tournaments, and conventions. You can learn more at travelmedford.org. Here is Rockwell with 2 out and nobody on in the home half of the first. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. That pitch misses just outside. Count moves to 2-1. The ball rolls all the way to the wall. A 2-out double for Hayden Rockwell. The first hit given up by Kira Cahalan. And we have our first base runner of the day. Well, not only is it a tight-knit community here in the Rogue Valley, but you got to see the sights and smell the smells. Crater Lake, the Rogue River, Mount Ashland, ton of hiking and biking, and so much more. As that first pitch bounces in the turf and will allow Rockwell to take third. Tegan Reams is at the dish for Oregon Red Heat. To learn more about the sights and sounds of and smells of the Rogue Valley, visit travelmedford.org. A couple different conversations going on right now. The outfield, and then 3 different conversations in the infield. So you have the infielders talking, you got the pitcher talking with her coach, and then on the other side of the plate, the runner at third, Hayden Rockwell, talking with her third base coach about just exactly what is going to happen here. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third for Tegan Reams. The pitch home from Cahalan. A nice stop on a ball that bounced by the catcher. That's Isabella Lester behind home plate for game day. The pitch home. Ground ball right to the first baseman. She will step on the bag, and that will retire the side. A runner left stranded at third. Nothing else. To the top of the second inning we go. No score. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org.
Everyday heroes live life.
Top of the second inning, no score. Game Day got a 2-out double off the bat of Hayden Rockwell, but she was left stranded at third, and so we head to the home half. Excuse me, that was the Red Heat. Again, so confusing. The Red Heat wearing black and the Game Day wearing red. That's where we're at right now. Top of the second inning, Allie Peterson back in the circle and delivers a first pitch strike to Desiree Bali. Desi Bali fouls the next pitch back, falls behind 0-2. Jonathan Kerman here with you. Joining me in the broadcast booth, Avery Moorhead, a member of the NAIA championship winning SOU Raiders softball team. Bali fouls that one off, and that'll play. We'll do it again. Peterson winds and comes home. In the air, and tracking it in the outfield, and making the grab is the Oregon Red Heat. That is Ashley Allinger out there in right, squeezing the glove on it for out number 1. With one out and nobody on, Cadence Kinder from Benicia, California. And she watches a first pitch low for ball 1. The Oregon Red Heat threatens in the bottom of the first inning, but unable to plate the run from third, as there's a ground out fielded cleanly by the shortstop, Hayden Rockwell, who, perfect timing, was the player who hit that double and was left stranded at third back in the bottom of the first inning. Makes a nice play here in the field for the second out. And that will bring up Amanda Davis. Davis attends Vacaville High School and pops this first one up, slicing in foul territory, and just out of play. And this broadcast made possible by TravelMedford.org. Peterson winds and fires, and another ground ball, this one foul off the third base side. And Peterson ahead in the count, 0-2. Travel Medford sponsoring our live coverage this weekend. They operate in conjunction with the Southern Oregon Sports Commission, supporting the Know Your Role campaign, which you're seeing in our commercial breaks. Visit travelmedford.org/Southern Oregon Sports Commission to learn more. Davis takes high, and the count moves to 1-2. Peterson winds and fires. That pitch foul tipped. We'll do it again. Wind picking up in ferocity here at U.S. Cellular Community Park. Peterson winds and fires. And called strike 3 on the inside corner. Another strikeout for Peterson. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Oregon Red Heat. We head to the home half of the second inning. No score. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic live on TableRockSports.net, presented by Travel Medford. Welcome back to field number 2 here at U.S. Cellular Community Park, the home of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic matchup between Game Day and the Oregon Red Heat. The Red Heat got a 2-out double by Hayden Rockwell back in the home half of the first inning, but was unable to capitalize. And so here we head after a 1-2-3 inning pitched by Ailey Peterson. We head to the home half of the second. First pitch swinging through the hole between short and third. Nice piece of hitting by Haley Yon. Correction, that's actually Sydney Learman, the first baseman for the Oregon Red Heat, making contact and getting on base. Second hit of the day for the Red Heat. And now that will bring up Adriana Powell. First pitch to Powell misses for ball 1. Joining me in the broadcast booth is Avery Moorhead, senior at Southern Oregon University, where she was a part of the 2019 NAIA championship winning Raiders softball team. There's a fly ball into shallow center field. It'll be the right fielder who squeezes the glove. That was Olivia Ricard out there in right to make the grab for out number 1. So Avery, tell us where are you coming to us from in your free time?
In my free time?
Where are you from, I guess, is really the...
Oh, yes.
A lot less words, more simple question.
I grew up in the Valley, and then middle school I moved up to Eugene, so I'm 50-50 Eugene and Medford. So,
Gotcha. Excellent. And what were the deciding factors that made you choose Southern Oregon University?
Just having a lot of family down here was a big factor. How small the school was. I love the, professor to student ratios, and they have a really great ed program and obviously a really good softball program, so yeah.
Really good ed program, so education, looking to be a teacher.
Yep, elementary education.
Excellent. The children are our future. Ground ball up the middle for a base hit. And the Red Heat in business here in the home half of the second inning. 2 on and 1 out. And that will bring up Haley Yon. Correction, that was Haley Yon delivering that base knock up the middle. Olivia Brown out of Gresham will now step into the box. Sydney Learman at second, Haley Yon at first. And the first pitch to Olivia Brown misses for ball 1. Brown watches another pitch low. Count moves to 2-0. Pitch home from Kira Callahan, in there for a strike. Count moves to 2-1. And Callahan able to come back after falling behind 2-0 to even up the count, 2-2. Pitch home. In there, called strike 3. Terrific pitch from Callahan. She gets the second out of the inning via the backwards K. 2 down now for Ash Burns. First pitch misses high for ball 1. The wind picking up and slight sense of precipitation. We're kind of right in the border as the ground ball goes to the third baseman, Courtney Patrick. She steps on the bag to retire the side on the force. To the top of the third we go. The Heat have threatened, but nothing doing so far. No score. Stick around. More softball coming up next here on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org.
Everyday heroes live life full circle. Fill up and use your enrolled kickback card so you save 16 cents a gallon at the pumps. Get what you need when you need it. And remember, we reward all heroes with kickback cards at My Circle K. And if a call goes out for another heroic appearance, no problem. We have that one covered too, with our state-of-the-art car wash systems. Be the hero you were meant to be. Heroes living life full circle.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
Welcome back to field number 3. The wind is bustling, the rain beginning to fall. That's not going to stop these ladies from competing at the highest level here at the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic, presented by Table Rock Sports powered by TravelMedford.org. No score here in the top of the third inning. You see the box score. The Oregon Red Heat have threatened, put a runner on third in both of the first 2 innings, but could not bring them home. And so here we are in the top of the third, still scoreless. Courtney Patrick is at the dish, and she takes inside. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Member of the SOU softball team here with us, Avery Moorhead Hutzel. Providing some insight and color commentary all afternoon long. We appreciate the Raiders softball team for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. Haley Peterson comes home, and Patrick able to foul it off. That will run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch. Driven well over the head of the right fielder, Maddie Powell. Excuse me, that's Olivia Brown out there. We'll try that again. Ashley Allinger out there in right field. For the Red Heat. No matter who it is, they didn't get there. And it is a leadoff double for Courtney Patrick. First hit of the day for game day. Due up now, Isabella Lester. She lays the bunt down, able to push the runner over. That's just smart softball right there. Avery, what were your thoughts on that last play?
Beautiful play. I'm a slapper, so, love bunting, but they just infield executed it perfectly, so not much I can say on that.
1 out and a runner on third base. Lainey McClintock from Will C. Wood High School. Climbs in, trying to drive home the first run of the game, represented by Courtney Patrick, who led off this inning with a double. Swinging ground ball. It's in foul territory. Are they going to say that she was out? They're going to call a foul ball there. It certainly was. So Lainey McClintock swinging at the first offering from Ailey Peterson. Behind 0-1. Next pitch skips in the dirt. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. With 1 out and 1 on. Along with the great softball action you're seeing today, the Rogue Valley is home to the world's best cheese. Rogue Creamery's Rogue River Blue won that title in the 2019 World Cheese Awards. We also feature award-winning wineries and restaurants. Learn more at travelmedford.org. The next pitch to McClintock misses high for ball 2. A non-softball related question, Avery, what is your favorite cheese?
Favorite cheese? Definitely a brie. Love me some brie.
Heck yes.
Brie and a good cracker, maybe some little jalapeno jam. Yep.
I am sold. You name the time and place.
All right.
The next pitch misses low. McClintock able to earn herself a walk. And game day able to put runner on as one came home. How did that happen? How did I miss
Sorry.
that?
I didn't want to say anything.
Oh no, it's okay. Call me out.
All right, good deal.
It's an awkward angle here down the third base line. So Avery, what did you see on that? Was that just on a wild pitch?
Just pass ball.
Pass
yeah,
ball,
pass
she came
ball
home.
through the catcher's legs and runner scored.
Oh, 5-hold? That's tough. That's tough. But first run of the day belongs to the Oregon Red Heat. And now Olivia Ricard ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Peterson winds and fires and misses in for ball 3. Peterson able to find the zone that time. Still a hitter's count for Olivia Ricard out of Fairfield, California. Here's the pitch home from Peterson. Bounces in the turf, and that's ball 4. 2 on and 1 out for game day. The pitch home to Haley Castanen. Misses for ball 1. Ground ball. Great stop by the shortstop, but the throw to third base is dropped. And that is going to load up the bases. That is a tough pill to swallow if you are an Oregon Red Heat fan. Shortstop making the right play there, getting the lead runner on the force, and just unable to convert. You see a conversation happening right now with the Red Heat's coach and the umpire, and now the umpire is going to go together and have a conversation. Tournament fans here today are enjoying great softball and loading up on Moose Munch Crunch from our famous Harry and David Country Store, just down the street. The Ashland Shakespeare Festival, Brit Music Festivals, top-notch golf courses, restaurants, and wineries. It's all here. Learn more at travelmedford.org. Not too sure what that conversation was about, first with one of the coaches and then between the two umpires. But the bases are loaded. There's only one out. And the first pitch to Ash Burns. Or excuse me. That is Kira Callahan, and she sneaks one through. 1 run comes home. 2 runs come home. It is a 2-run single for Kira Callahan, who takes second on the throw home. So Kira Callahan, the starting pitcher for game day, helping out her own cause, driving in a pair. Now a conversation for game day. Excuse me, for the Oregon Red Heat. And their pitcher, Allie Peterson. First pitch swinging for Annalise Garcia, and she fouls it back for strike 1. Second and third, still only 1 out for game day. One ball and no strikes the count. And a liner foul off the first base side. Moves the count to 0-2. And a correction, apologies, there may have been a delay or a break in the coverage. A throw to 1. It's a second for 1 onto first in time for the double play. So a whole lot of action happening right there. It was a 2 RBI single delivered by Annalise Garcia. And then Desi Bali grounding out into the inning-ending double play, but not before 5 come home for game day. To the home half of the 5th we go, the Red Heat trailing by 5. Stick around. More softball action coming to you live as we bring you coverage of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind, or discovering a place that feeds your hunger, where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore? So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Welcome back. First pitch of the home half of the 3rd inning. This is low for ball 1. Game day, putting a 5 spot up in the top half of this inning. Capped off by a 2-run single off the bat of Annalise Garcia. here in the home half of the third. Hannah Francis, Natalie Harrop, and Olivia Hutchins, the three due up for the Oregon Red Heat. Winding and firing is Kira Callahan. Callahan delivered a 2-run single of herself back in that 5-run third. She delivers a strike here and jumps ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hard hit, that'll drop into center field for a leadoff single. Joining me here in the broadcast booth, Avery Moorhead Hutzel, member of the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team, providing some context, some insight, and a little bit of color to a very gray Saturday here in the Rogue Valley. Really the first one that we've had in this fall season. Nice back pick, but diving back safely was Francis. One ball and no strikes. The count to Natalie Harrop. Harrop watches a pitch whiz by. That catches the outer corner and evens the count at 1-1. Next pitch foul tipped. Count moves to 1-2. Well, Avery, it's so important, if you give up a big inning, to come back and punch back, even if you don't tie or take the lead, but just to get something on the board in response.
Always. You got to help your pitcher out, whether that's getting some runs on or even just getting getting runners on base.
Two and two the count with a runner on first. Ground ball right up the middle. They apply the tag for one, throw to first for the double play. Boy, couldn't have drawn it up any easier if you were game day right there. Now the 4-3 double play erases the leadoff single. And with nobody on, that will bring up Olivia Hutchins. First pitch from Cahalan misses high for ball one. Today's broadcast brought to you by TravelMedford.org. As Cahalan able to find the zone that time and even the count 1-1. And that is called strike two. Cahalan winds and fires. Pitch foul tipped. We'll do it again. Hard hit, but foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. A chilly Saturday here in Medford, Oregon, the first day that really feels like fall. Sorry you can't be here with us watching in person, but you're getting the next best thing, and that's watching it live on TableRockSports.net. Powered by Travel Medford. That pitch swung on and missed, strike three. Cahalan making quick work of the Heat as we head to the fourth inning, 5-0 game day. Stick around, more softball coming up right after this on Table Rock Sports. Welcome back to USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic, presented by TravelMedford.org, presented live on TableRockSports.net. Top of the fourth inning, game day on top of the Oregon Red Heat, 5-0. Jonathan Kerman here with you. Alongside me is Avery Moorhead, a member of the Southern Oregon Raiders softball team. Getting a little windy here, Avery, as that ball is popped into foul territory and tracked down by the third baseman for the Red Heat. That's Ash Burns. The wind blowing, dark foreboding clouds overhead. And Avery, have any tips for how to stay warm in this kind of an environment?
Just keep moving, you know. Not so much outside of the sport, but when you're playing, it's best to keep moving. You'll see me jogging in the outfield, you know, trying to keep warm.
Would love to go for a jog right now, but headset wouldn't let me go very far.
Yeah, probably not. I could probably just use a hot coffee right now.
Also sounds fantastic. Amanda Davis is at the dish, trying to increase this game day lead over the Red Heat. And that is called strike three on the outside corner. Two quick outs for the Red Heat. Oh, and 1 the count to Courtney Patrick, who had a double and was left stranded at third back in the first inning for the Oregon Red Heat. Or excuse me. Yes. Apologies. That is Olivia Hutchins at the dish. Nope, let's try it again. That is indeed Courtney Patrick for game day. And I see so that pitch fouled off for strike two. In there, strike 3 called. Quick 1-2-3 inning. And we head to the home half of the 4th. Red Heat making quick work of game day that time. 5-0 game day. We'll be back right after this. The rain has returned here in the home half of the 4th inning between game day from Vacaville and the Oregon Red Heat. The Red Heat at the dish right now, trailing 5-0. A slicing ball caught in right field. A nice play by Annalise Garcia in left for Vacaville. 1 away in the home half of the 4th. Hard hit ground ball smoked into left field. That's a nice piece of hitting there. And so now, I mean, not only are the two teams wearing the exact same color scheme, but now the players, the hitters anyways, have thrown on their protective jackets, eliminating the jersey number that would normally be visible. Pop fly in a shallow left, coming on and making the grab is Garcia. Throw to first, sails into the dugout, and that's going to be a free base as the ball goes out of play. So a fly out, but then taking second on the error is the runner. Kira Callahan lines and fires high for ball 1. That is Tegan Reams at the dish. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count with 2 out and 1 on. Pitch home to Reams, grounded foul. Kira Callahan collects herself, takes a moment to wipe the rain off her hand, and here we go. 2-2. Cut on and miss. The high cheese just too strong, and that will retire the side. The Heat threaten once again, but fail to bring home a runner in scoring position. To the home half of the 4th we go. Game day ahead, 5-0 on Table Rock Sports. Stick around. More coverage of USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic returns right after this. Welcome back. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net, powered by TravelMedford.org. Home half of the fourth inning. Correction, actually, we're now in the top half of the fifth inning as Game Day sat down the Red Heat, who threatened with a runner on second but could not bring the runner home. And instead, we move on to the fifth frame, a first pitch strike delivered by Allie Peterson. Swing and a miss by Isabella Lester for Game Day. Behind in the count, 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that is actually Soraya Neese out of the bullpen for the Oregon Red Heat. She comes in throwing gas and retires the first batter on 3 pitches. Now that'll bring up Lainey McClintock. McClintock takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Alongside me, member of the Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team, Avery Moorhead, joining us on the call as that pitch is in there, called strike 1. Less than ideal conditions. Avery, is there anything different that you do with your approach on the field when you're dealing with these windy, wet conditions?
Well, I see a lot of the girls not wearing any sleeves, but I definitely, sleeves is a big thing, but you know, same positive attitude, but definitely being more prepared and dressing warmer for sure.
Something I wish I did is wear sleeves. Maybe a second pair of socks would have been smart.
Blanket or 2 possibly.
Reading my mind. The next pitch misses high, and the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of very smart people around the ballpark. I see a lot of sweatshirts, a lot of blankets, a lot of umbrellas. Nicely done by this fantastic audience that we have here for this tournament here in Medford. 2-2 fouled back. We will do it again. Lainey McClintock in a battle with Soraya Neese. Pitch home, misses high, and that will run the count full, 3-2. McClintock able to get a piece to stay alive, and we will do it again. Today's action coming to you from U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, where 1,800 teams compete a year in baseball, softball, soccer, football, and more. In 2023, the Medford Sports Commission, as there's a ground ball through the hole into center field for a 1-out single. Nice piece of hitting by Lainey McClintock. In 2023, the Medford Sports and Event Complex will host swimming, basketball, volleyball tournaments, and conventions. Learn more at TravelMedford.org. A courtesy runner coming in for McClintock. That is number 3, who is not on the roster. And she's going to get a chance to pinch run here for Game Day. High heat delivered to Olivia Ricard. She swings through it for strike 1. The rain returning here to U.S. Cellular Community Park. She lays down a bunt that, well, they say rolled foul. It did, yes, just barely. So now the count moves to 0-2. Ricard able to foul it off. Next pitch sails high. Runner takes off for third, and she will slide in safely under the tag. And Haley, something that we've been seeing all day today is runners, when they go into the slide, they slide a lot further than they're expecting to.
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to learn, especially on wet turf. Turf you fly out normally, but wet turf is something that you really need to grab onto the bag and even slide earlier with.
A 3-1 pitch in there for strike two. But the way that these ladies are sliding, it feels like you could go into your slide halfway through between second and third, and your momentum will just carry you across this very slick turf surface.
Yeah, you really got to slide early and grab onto that bag.
Swing and a miss, strike three. We head to the home half of the fifth inning, 5-0 game day. You're watching the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org. Home half of the fifth inning here at field number 2 at the U.S. Cellular Community Park in Medford, Oregon. Thank you all so much for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. This live coverage of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic, presented by TravelMedford.org. You see the score on the bottom of your screen. Gamed it on top of the Oregon Red Heat, 5-0. First pitch swinging for Red Heat, and that ball's going to land just a couple feet away from the broadcast booth here down the third base side. The wind and the rain have increased in intensity as this game has gone on. First rain of the season. A welcome sight for us locals here in Southern Oregon, but certainly, I assume, less than ideal for these players playing in this tournament. That ball driven deep to center, but it's tracked down. Terrific play in the outfield by Haley Cahalan. Excuse me, that is Haley Castanen out there in center field. Not to be confused with Kira Cahalan in the circle for game day. One away in the home half of the fifth. And the first pitch misses high, ball one. This is Adriana Powell at the dish. And she takes outside for ball two. You see the rain visible on your screen now. 2-0 misses high for ball three. Well, the combination of the wind and the rain makes it especially difficult to keep the broadcast equipment dry. We have, as there's a hot shot fielded cleanly by the third baseman, on to first in time. Heck of a play by Courtney Patrick in the hot corner for game day. We have 2 away. But it presents unique challenges even with this canopy that we have set up. The wind blows the rain right into our equipment anyways. If you have a few $1 million burning a hole in your pocket and would like to donate some press boxes here to the U.S. Cellular Community Park, please reach out. Visit travelmedford.org to learn more.
Or donate it to your local SU softball team.
An excellent suggestion. An excellent suggestion by Avery Moorhead, a member of that aforementioned Southern Oregon University Raiders softball team. And boy, have you guys earned that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Reigning NAIA champions in the softball universe. The 0-1 misses high to Haley Yon. That pitch fouled back for strike 2. The pitch home. Just low and outside. And the count evens 2-2. There it is, called strike 3 on the outer corner. A 1-2-3 inning for game day. They have a 5-0 lead as we head to the top of the 6th. Stick around, more softball action coming up next on Table Rock Sports, presented by TravelMedford.org. And here we go, the top of the 6th inning. Game day on top of the Red Heat, 5-0. Soraya Nice back in the circle for the Oregon Red Heat. And she'll face off against Kira Cahalan, who takes strike 2. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. First out of the 6th, retired. And that will bring up Annalise Garcia. Garcia takes a pitch just high for ball 1. You're watching live coverage of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic, presented by TravelMedford.org. That pitch finds the zone and evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Battling multiple elements here at U.S. Cellular Community Park. The wind and the rain have been a persistent pest in these players' pursuits of good softball. The next pitch, foul tipped back to the backstop, and the count moves to 1-2. That one back and out of play. And something that you may not have seen on the camera, but something you see often and always boggles my mind. The people sitting, the spectators I should say, who are underneath where the ball might fall, duck and cover their heads, as opposed to looking up to see where the ball is and see if it's coming in your direction. Not a whole lot that your hand's going to do. It's going to hurt a heck of a lot if that ball hits you. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Soraya Nice, the nice pitch there. 2 away in the top of the 6th. Soraya will now face off against Desiree Bali. And will hit Bali on the very first pitch. So a base runner for game day. And that will bring up Cadence Kinder. Pause in the action as the trainer takes a look at Desi Bali. And it looks like she's going to tough it out and stick in there. All righty. Cadence Kinder at the dish for game day. Trying to add on to this 5-run lead. Pitch home. Late on that fastball for strike 1. And the count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 on and 2 out. Here's the pitch from Nice. Bunt laid down, popped up in the air, fielded by the pitcher. The throw sails well into the outfield. And they're going to send the runner home. She will score. Second error of the game for the Red Heat, and it drives in a run. Cadence Kinder able to get a board on the air. Still 2 outs. And that will bring up Ella Shorts. Shorts takes first pitch strike. And swings through a fastball for strike 2. And that will do it for game day in the top of the 6th. They get one on an error. We head to the home half of the 6th inning, 6-0 game day. Stick around. Final inning of this matchup between game day and the Oregon Red Heat. We'll be back right after this quick break.
A parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers. and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Last chance for the Red Heat here in the home half of the 6th inning. Thank you all so much for joining us on TableRockSports.net as we bring you coverage of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic on TableRockSports.net, presented by TravelMedford.org. Game number 4 of 6 in our coverage here today. Got here bright and early for an 8 a.m. first pitch, and we'll be with you until about 8 p.m. for the conclusion of the last game of the day. Olivia Brown fouls the pitch off to even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kira Cahalan on in her 6th inning of work. As that pitch misses low for ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Cahalan into the windup and misses just low to run the count full. The pitch home. Hard hit into right field and past the right fielder, Olivia Ricard. And into third with a stand-up triple. Olivia Brown for the Oregon Red Heat. Red Heat trying to mount a comeback as the pitch to Ash Burns misses high for ball 1. A leadoff triple off the bat of Olivia Brown. Certainly all that the Red Heat could ask for from a leadoff hit. Got to keep the momentum going. That one roped into left field, and it's a fair ball. Rolls all the way to the fence. Garcia picks it up, and it's an RBI double for Ash Burns as the Red Heat strike here in the bottom of the 6th. And now a conversation in the circle for game day. Well, along with this great softball action, the Rogue Valley is home to the world's best cheese. Rogue Creamery's Rogue River Blue won that title in the 2019 World Cheese Awards. We also feature award-winning wineries and restaurants. Learn more at travelmedford.org. Always fun when your reads have alliteration, award-winning wineries.
There you go.
It's a fun read. Speaking of fun, Hannah Francis up at the dish with a runner on second and nobody out. The lead cut to 5. First pitch from Cahalan in there for strike 1. Ground ball, fielded nicely by the third baseman. The throw back to third base is not going to be in time, so nice base running by Ash Burns. Patiently waiting her time until the ball was thrown from third to first. Courtney Patrick on the stop, fielding the ball for Game Day. Now the Red Heat with another runner at third, but 1 out. That will bring up Natalie Harrop. Harrop takes high for ball 1. And Cahalan, unable to find the zone, falls behind 3 balls and no strikes to Natalie Harrop. Softly hit to the third baseman. Patrick picks it up. The throw is wide and sails out of play. So a run scores. Game Day commits their first error. The score is now 6-2. And now that will bring up Ashley Allinger. Allinger takes strike 1. Softly hit back to the pitcher. And a nice job by Cahalan to look the runner, Ash Burns, back to second base. 2 away now in the home half of the 6th. The Heat down to their final out. Maddie Powell, the last hope for the Red Heat. Cahalan into her windup. Runner on second, and the first pitch is high for ball 1. Maddie takes, called strike, and the count evens 1-1. The next pitch from Cahalan misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Ash Burns on second. Here's the pitch home from Cahalan. Outside for ball 3. Popped up in the air. Garcia is there. She squeezes the glove, and that will retire the side. The Red Heat made it interesting, but it's Game Day that comes away with the victory. The final score is 6-2. For Avery Moorhead, I'm Jonathan Kerman saying so long from Field 2 here at U.S. Cellular Community Park, the home of the USA Softball of Oregon College Exposure 2020 Fall Classic. More coverage comes your way in just about 25 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We'll catch you here on TableRockSports.net.